Hello, everybody. Welcome to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Big Brother 25. Y'all, I've been itching to be back on this show. It's been two shows in a row that I've missed, and so much has happened. I'm like dying to talk some Big Brother. And I was like, I don't care that it's Labor Day. Like, we're doing a show and we're talking about all the things happening in the Big Brother 25 house. With me is Jackie. How you doing, Jackie?
I'm doing really, really good. Glad to be here. I'm officially not a casual. I spent probably 6 to 8 hours a day watching feeds this week, so I'm proud of
Nice.
myself. I'm leveling up.
That's good. I'll have like a few questions for you because like I've been traveling so much that I haven't like been watching the feeds as much. I've been trying to like keep up as much as possible. So I'll have you like fill in any like gaps of like extra like details that like I might have missed or anything.
Okay, ready.
Also with us is friend of the podcast as always, Stefan. How you doing, Stefan?
Hello, it's so good to be here, back in the saddle, if you will. I have been enjoying the season, but I will let you all know, like I'm casual corner, Stefan. I've been pretty casual with things, but the things that I have kept up with, I do watch Taryn's live feed updates, so I feel like that makes me like not too bad of a casual.
Yeah, that's like way more informed than like most people are. So I think
Yeah,
you're
true.
good. With us for the first time on air is a good friend of the podcast. He's always so supportive of us in the chat and on Twitter and everything. So we have Kylan here on air for the first time. How you doing, Kylan?
I am ecstatic. This is my first time here. I've been watching you guys since Big Brother 21. That's when I first got you guys. And I love RHAP, but like if you guys are live first, I'm watching you guys first.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much. That's very sweet of you. My first question though was why? Why my weekly meltdown? Like why this ragtag group of misfits over
It just feels I just feel like more myself watching you guys, and I can see myself talking to you guys and all. And look where I'm at now. I'm here.
Yes, there you go. Well, you are always more than welcome anytime on the show and anything. But we have so much to get into. But first, like, I wanted to ask, like, of course, like, I've been, like, Jackie, we've been talking Big Brother, like, all season long. But, like, Kylan and Stefan, like, of course, we, like, chat on Twitter a little bit back and forth about the season. But, like, I would love to hear first, like, just your overall thoughts on the season, the surreal of it all, the cast in general. Give me your thoughts. Like Stefan, go first. I want to hear the casual corner take first.
Yeah, it's been a fun season. It's been very like quirky and sitcom-esque like. I really enjoy. That's when I really enjoy Big Brother, when it's like Heisem is like the most condescending person and he's just pissing everybody off, and I do miss him. He was fantastic casting, a great villain. Like they have like the reverb of him laughing in the diary room. Ha 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 ha. Like I love shit like that.
With like
I
a creepy echo effect.
Yeah.
That was
like
perfect.
yeah, I love stuff like that. And like Felicia is a queen. She's hilarious. Like she was like doing all that like condom investigation stuff, like looking for the like just gold. Like that's when it's like, I mean, this wasn't last season wasn't a great season, but moments like Muffin Gate, like that's the kind of shit I love. It's just like this like ridiculous, quirky, like little conflicts that people have that, and I feel like we're getting a lot of that this season.
Yeah, for sure. And Kylan, what are your first thoughts about the season so far?
For the most part, I'm loving this cast, except for a few people. You'll probably know what I'm talking about. I don't care about the twist that much. Obviously, I'll just godsmack that we have Cerie Fields on the show and in the live feeds 24/7, watching her mind at work, and it's just great. I do like this cast overall.
Yeah, I'm really loving the setup we have so far, and like just hearing like Cerie's like inner thoughts in the diary room is like my favorite thing this season because like of course like she has her hands in like every single cookie jar for like every single alliance. I actually have like a picture that Anelda sent Allison that I have to show because I feel like this picture like perfectly showcases just like the fuckery of like how many alliances there are this season, how many of those alliances don't really matter, and how many alliances that Cerie is in. So this is
Oh my god.
and this is literally like like if I had to take a picture of like the inside of my brain when I'm trying to figure out how to structure
What am I
talking
looking
Big Brother 25, this is literally it. So when people are like asking me like what alliances like really matter this season so far, or like who should we be looking at, I'm like, just look at whoever Cerie is talking to in the moment.
Exactly.
That's the only thing that
Cerie's
matters.
daycare.
I mean, like everybody is gonna like change their last name to Fields by the end of this season. That's kind of how I feel about
Especially
it so far.
Izzy.
She's
Yes,
gonna
oh my
adopt
God.
everyone.
Yes. Just to kind of like set the stage in terms of like where we're at so far. So of course we saw on last night's episode that Matt did in fact use the power of invincibility, and he used it to save Jag. But of course, like Big Brother 25 being Big Brother 25, like not even like a simple plan like that can go off without a hitch, right? It has to be messy. It has to get like everybody involved in like the worst way possible. So Matt tells Cerie about the power, builds trust. I actually loved the confessional where like Cerie was like, this is really big for me. Like I love that Matt like shared this information with me. I kind of want to like take him further than like Izzy now, which like I was really surprised to hear her say that in the diary room. But I think this is overall like a really good net positive for Matt in terms of like building an alliance structure, because I feel like Matt's kind of been on the outs. Like everybody like kind of counts him in the alliance, but he's never like first or second to be brought in. He's always like the last person to be told information and get on board with the plan. So I was kind of glad to see Matt kind of like building some agency for himself. So he tells Cerie about the power. That's good. And then he saves Jag with it. Was it the right move? Like, we'll talk about that. But Matt tells Jag ahead of time that, hey, I'm going to use the power on you. And my first question is, like, what happened to the times when, like, you weren't allowed to tell people about your powers? Do you guys remember those days in, like, old school Big Brother? Like, you were not allowed to, like, say anything about these powers. I think somebody has, like, a fan going or something. But yeah, so that's my first question is like, why is this just like allowed to be like free information? Like there even used to be like punishments in terms of like if you tell this person or if you tell anybody in the house that you have this power, that's a big no-no, or it used to be anyway. I don't know.
We're in this new age of like knowledge being power. Sorry for my Survivor pun. I'm gonna be like you now, Tyler. I'm gonna talk about Survivor on this podcast all the time.
Totally
Barely
fine.
talk
You
about
good.
people can.
You
But
good.
like I think we're in this new era of some like knowledge being power. And so it's like if I share this with someone, it's validating my trust with them, or this is a currency exchange.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's ever going to go away. I think it's just new.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm getting like a lot of like background noise. Trying to see who it is. 1 second. Kylan, I think it's your mic. Are you able to like plug it in and out or to like see if it like reconnects or something? No worries, no pressure. But sorry, can you say that one more time, Jackie?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
great.
I don't think that this is going away, because I think it's a new way of exchanging like trust, and like because influence is currency, knowledge is power, so that's how you continue to like gain trust with people. That's how you make your moves in the game now. I think we're just gonna just blab out whatever we find nowadays, because that helps us. I think in this situation, Matt told Jag to like build his trust and like, hey, you know, we're gonna be chummy after this, but it doesn't matter anyway, and I'll tell you about that later. It doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah. And I think that like that's why it meant so much to Suri is like she's from Survivor, right? Like so she knows that like information is kind of like currency to kind of like play with. But of course, like it all goes to shit, right? So Suri tells Jared that like, hey, like Matt has the power, he's going to use it on Jag, and Jared goes like I totally understand Jared like wanting to like play his own game and like make his own moves and stuff like that, but you can still like tell Suri that you're going to do this just so you don't get like yourselves like caught in this pickle like you just did. So Jared tells Jag beforehand that he's safe, and Jag tells Suri because like if he puts it together like that, like the only way that could have happened is if Jared told Suri or Suri told Jared about the power. So it just like all blows up in his face. Suri's pissed, like scolds him in the bathroom, and then I didn't like how Jared like went to Jag after, and he's like, listen, man, like you can't be like saying that stuff, like totally putting the blame on him, and like good for Jag for like calling him out on that and trying to like do something about it, and I loved like hearing Jag in the diary room being like, oh, this is the only thing that makes sense, right? Is that like Suri told Jared about it, so that tells Jag that like whatever like they're promising Jag, like they have a much bigger allegiance to Jared.
Because why? If I'm Jag and I'm in the diary room, I would
Exactly.
be like, why would Suri tell Jared? Like, and I'm gonna sit and think about it and stew over it for days. Why would she even tell him? What does that have to do? What is the point? Why?
What did you think about that, Stefan?
Yeah, I think it's a really good point. I wanted to talk about what you said earlier, Jackie, about information being a currency, and like the thing is, like when you pulled up the thing, all those alliances are supposed to be loyal to each other. So it's like if you exchange information, you're potentially sinking like a bunch of other people's games too, because there are apparently all these like fake alliances going on, and that information could be leaked literally anywhere.
Yeah, it's just so bad, and I feel like this is like Big Brother 25 in a nutshell, right? Like nobody can keep a damn secret. Everybody is just like spilling information like so loosely, and I'm just waiting for like the Suri and Jared like mess to or like for it to like come out in the house that they're related.
Oh my god, the whole Denzel Washington storyline.
He needs to come and host a competition.
Hell?
Yeah. Oh my god, that would be so funny. Could you imagine? I feel like Cameron would be like, see, look, you guys are related, right? And Felicia would be like, no.
I'm just waiting for the tweets and Taryn to tell us Jared told Blue like the truth. I'm waiting for it. It's any day now.
Oh, it's coming. I said on last Thursday that the worst case scenario was Jared winning HOH. I stand 10 toes down on that. I said it with my whole chest then. Mm-hmm. And it's because he there's my Survivor reference. He keeps talking and he's going to slip up. We still have until Thursday. And I don't know if y'all were watching the live feeds today, but today Suri said that her youngest son's name was John. So they're gonna slip.
Oy vey.
They're gonna spill it. They're going to spill it. It's going to come out.
Big Brother is too much of a talkie game for things to not get spilled like that.
Okay, there's gonna be a wall yeller yelling the information.
Oh my god! Yeah, can you imagine if it's like a wall yeller or what's it called? Like the banner that plays
the banner.
If like that's what does them in. I was actually thinking about that preseason. I was like, what if like a banner situation happens and it like reveals that information? That would be so bad.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened already.
I am too. Yeah, I am, especially with like how much hate deservedly
Jared's getting.
Yep. Yeah. We'll get into that. Don't worry. But yeah, I don't know. But I guess my follow-up question, Jackie, is like, would Blue do anything with that information?
She should have already figured it out. So I'm gonna say
Right.
no. She probably isn't gonna do anything. I mean, if I'm Blue and he's alluding that his mom is in the house, the first thing I'm gonna do, this could be prejudice or racist, I don't care. But all black folk look alike. So I'm gonna say he and Sari got to eat already mother-son relationship or auntie something. I would immediately I'm throwing his idea of Felicia out the window. And I'm like, Sari's your mother, isn't she? Just be
Well,
honest
they
with
look
me.
like each other.
They look alike.
Just look at the
Yeah.
memory wall. Just look at the memory wall.
Like every time I see a cast photo, I'm like, they look like each other.
Can you imagine if they were like right next to each other on the memory wall too? You could literally
They
just
still
like
wouldn't get it. They haven't gotten it by now.
And that's so bizarre to me that they haven't figured that only Izzy is the only person out of all these people. I feel like Felicia has to know. She has to know. Or she's just playing it down, maybe. Maybe she knows and she's just like, I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna keep it to myself. Anyway, maybe that's the situation she's in. But everybody has to know. He looks just like his mama.
yeah. It's it feels like a ticking time bomb to me. I think the more juicy situation or scenario would be like if like it comes time for like Sari to have to cut Izzy and Izzy feels like super betrayed by Sari and like in her eviction speech she's like, listen, like I'm like not the one
syndrome.
I'm not the one lying about alliances and relationships in the house. If you want, look no further than Sari and her son Jared, baby. And then just like watch all the drama happen live once that eviction happens.
Question.
That would be cool. Yeah.
So do you guys think that if Izzy didn't know this information that Sari would be aligned with her? Because we're seeing a very classic case of Stockholm Syndrome.
No, Izzy has no poker face. I don't want to say she's a trash player because she's I drafted her, but she's very much she
Listen,
has
I drafted trash too. It's okay.
I guess there's a little bit more trash in this season than we thought, but I don't think that she
We're
has
Tyler's
a
draft.
strong enough I don't think she has a strong enough game for Sari to have been drawn to her. Or maybe it's like an Andy situation from the Traders. Maybe it's a similar like, hey, you love me. Like I think Izzy would have known who she was anyway. I mean, Izzy seems like she's a fangirl
Survivor
anyway.
fan.
Yeah. So I think she would have still tried to, I want to be on Sari's coattail. But I don't think that Sari really would have been like, yeah, let me be as close to you. But since, again, knowledge is power, Izzy knows something day one that nobody in the house knows. So now we got to keep her close to us to keep her hushed. So
because like to me it takes away from
That
Izzy's
is
credibility as a player because Sari was forced into this situation day one. So it's like, is Izzy that great of a player? I don't know.
No.
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 I think the Andy comparison is so true, Jackie. Sorry to cut you off, Kyle. And I want to hear your thoughts too.
No, Izzy is just so chaotic, but not in a evil way, but like in a messy, fun way. Like the show is not doing her justice with the DRs and the editing. She's just all over the feeds everywhere. She's up Sari's butt 24/7. She's in everybody's face. She's just really good feeds. They did
I would call her chaotic
job
neutral.
casting hers. Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Yeah. All right. So of course, like Matt does end up saving Jag. And Jag is like forever indebted to Matt. Feeling good about that. So then we get to the knockout competition. And I gotta say, this is like one of the worst versions of the knockout comp I've ever watched. And I usually love the knockout comp. And I think like what was missing was it wasn't live. So there wasn't this like really stressful like tension in terms of like who's picking who and like who's like hitting the buzzer the fastest. And I feel like these like love poems between like Matt and Turner and Jasmine and then like Brett and Rockstar, like it was just weird and it took up like so much time in the episode. I did not like it at all. But of course it ended with Jared as the new HOH. And oh boy, buckle up because we are in for a roller coaster of a freaking week here.
He accidentally won, right?
Yeah, he didn't even like want to win it, and none of us wanted him to win it either.
He didn't answer a single question right.
Yeah,
Izzy got it wrong. The first, and he was up against Red the first time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. He didn't even actually win the veto. He didn't actually win HOH. He just was there.
So of course, like Jared starts out, like he immediately like sets his sights on Cameron and Red as like the targets or the nominees, with Cameron being the target. Of course, like super easy HOH. But we do have a little bit of drama between Cameron and Red. I think Red is like under the impression that Cameron like totally threw him under the bus, when like Cameron's just trying to like save himself. Like that's literally like just a part of like playing Big Brother. But Red took it so personally, and they just keep having these like hour-long like chats like by the poolside about like, I can't believe you. I can't even speak about how badly you betrayed me, and it hurts so bad. And it's giving like Brokeback Mountain to me. Like I'm just waiting for one of them to say.
God.
I'm just waiting for one of them to say to the other, like, I wish I knew how to quit you. It's like shades of that, right? And it's so weird. And like, if I were a Big Brother editor, I would like really lean into this and like really like soap it up in like a really like dramatic way. But it's just like so weird, and I don't understand how like, I hate when like I see players like taking it so personally when other people are like literally just playing the game of Big Brother. Like I don't understand. Somebody like talk some sense into me for this, because I don't get it at all.
I think it's just perfect. Like you said, it's going to be soapy. I think it's going to. I don't think that I knew that. I don't think that I noticed that Red or Cameron had a little bit of like emotional player in them. And I did see the first conversation that Jared had with Red, where Jared completely just aired Cameron out and said, "Oh yeah, he said that he was willing to sit next to you on the block eating his stank Doritos." And that was the first moment that I was like, this is the worst decision or worst thing that could happen, because Jared's mouth is going to get him and all of us in trouble. I mean, and that was before I even saw the episode yesterday, when I saw that he ran his mouth on his own mother. So I am not surprised that we're in this soap opera moment with the Chillbillies. I feel bad for them.
They're not chilling no more.
They're not chilling no more.
No,
but what's even funnier is they're going to go through all this drama and all this emotional heartbreak and breakup music, and then Jag might go home. And so then what happens to them after that? Like, do they make up? Like, how do they
Well, they have to. Like, they need each other. It's a marriage. It's a gay marriage of convenience, right?
Oh my
God! They don't have anybody else like rather than each other in the house, so like they just need to like squash it, like bang it out, and it'll be okay. I promise. Like of course, like this would be. We're talking spoilers about Veto, so like if you're not interested in that, this is your time to peace out of that. But like. This would have been such an easy week if Cameron would just go home and finally be out of our screens and everything. But of course, Cameron had to go and win the power of Veto. And this is where like shit like really hits the fan in terms of just like utter chaos this week, because I feel like the replacement nominee has gone from America to Matt to Jag to Bowie to America, all to just like come back around to, all right, let's just like make this easy and take out Jag. But my issue with this is, and I feel like this is all due to Sari and like the culture of Survivor, like throwing out every name and the plan changing like so many times in such a short span, because it's only like 3-day cycles compared to like a whole week. And I feel like I say this every week on this show, but like they always come to like the most like easy solution, but they do so much damage in between coming to that conclusion. Like America is like bawling to Jared up in the HOH room because so basically what happened was Cameron told Jared that Cameron and America are like super tight. They're like in an alliance, and of course that freaks out Jared, and like he tells Suri, and like now everybody doesn't trust America. They're really ostracizing her from like the house dynamics and everything like that. And she is so like visibly upset and frustrated because this couldn't be further from the truth. Cameron has been really like grossly like predatory and like uncomfortable to her, like commenting on like she needs to like wear more clothes when she's around him, and it's not fair that he gets to like snuggle up with Corey, and just like really gross like uncomfortable like things, like very similar to like how he was like treating Riley. And America actually called Cameron out on it. She was like, listen, like I see this is like another Riley scenario, and like I am not okay with it. And he was like, what do you mean? He was like, well, what happened with Riley was when Heisen was HOH, you went up to him and said, like, me and Riley are super close. And it made Riley a huge target for the HOH. And this is exactly what you're doing with Jarrett with me. And it couldn't be further from the truth. I don't want to align with you. Literally, whenever he walks by, she like flicks him off. Like that's like how badly she like does not want to associate with him at all. And I don't blame her whatsoever, but so there's just like all of this like tension, and to make it even worse, like it's hindering like her game to like where she almost like was like the replacement nominee because of all of this. And it's just really unfortunate, but like it's all of this chatter like so out in the open, only for it to come back on the easiest solution, which is Jag. And that is like my frustration with Suri, is like she is just like burning through scenarios so openly with everybody, rather than like I feel like you just need to have this conversation with like one or two people like Izzy and Jared, and like that's it. Figure it out the plan, and just like really stick to that, unless you're like really, really, really sure that you want to change your mind, and then execute that next plan. It's just like so. I feel like she's like spinning like all of these plates, and like I'm just waiting for like one of them or all of them to like fall at once. And I feel like it's because of that's like the culture of like how Survivor rounds work. What do you guys think? I don't know.
It feels like Cherie is literally playing like on very hard mode with no cheat codes or anything. But the way she plays is she knows she get her outcome some way, one way or another. Because again, this is the real fears we're talking about. She played Survivor 4 times and she won the traders. We all know how that turned out. So she's just killing it.
What do you think, Jackie?
So I have two things. So I tried to put this into a question. I'm a big brother baby. So I was trying to put this in a question, and I don't think I did very well on Thursday because I still don't have an answer. But I know in the big brother realm, there is, voting with the house or going with the house. And I believe that starts with the HOH. Whoever the HOH wants, the HOH uses their influence, and then usually the voting goes their way, or whoever wants to go goes. My question is, I think that Sari is giving us like, Boston Rob, Redemption Island type, like the game is meant for her to win. What happens when Sari and the house don't agree? Like, what happens then? Like, how is that going to what's going to change in the house dynamics? Will everybody then realize, oh, we've all been up her butt, so it's time to get her out? Or will she be able to get by unscathed? I mean, she's not trying in any of these veto or HOH competitions, as she's already said to Jared several times. No, I threw that. No, I'm not doing that. No, So if she doesn't have any kind of power or is not in a position of power, what will happen? I feel like Sari has to be out first in order for Jared to even do anything. But I also feel like Sari has no problem with getting Jared out. So then what happens? Like, what will the dynamic of the game be?
Well, I was just telling Stefan and Kylan that like I actually haven't seen Redemption Island this season, so I want to defer to Stefan about this. But like, correct me if I'm wrong, but like when anybody started questioning Boston Rob, he clipped them right away, right? Like he just
Pretty
like
much.
chopped him off at the knees and said, "See ya."
Yeah, I'm thinking of like 3 or 4 examples that just pop up right away. And he also had this strategy called the buddy system at the merge, where each of his tribe mates would buddy up with somebody to avoid talking to the other tribe and to keep them all in line. I don't think that we're quite seeing that here, because Saria is more like, I don't know, a Kim Spradlin, where everybody just loves her, they all trust her, they all want to work with her. Yep. Like, whereas Boston Rob ruled with fear.
Very aggressive. Mafioso.
Exactly. Saria is ruling as she's kind of like, you know, the sunlight instead.
I like that.
She definitely does have a pulse on the only 2 people that are like starting to question her power and her like grip on everything, and that's Corey in America. Like I love that on Sunday's episode we got like a segment of America being like, you know, Sari, Izzy, and Felicia, they're like the center of everything, and if I win power, like things are gonna change in this house. And I don't think that America was ready to commit to that decision if she had won the pressure cooker. But I think that like if America were to win like this upcoming HOH, I do think that she would do something about it. So we could see like the first big like resistance to that. And Kylan, like correct me if I'm wrong, but like I feel like Sari is on to Corey in America, like being on to Sari, if that makes any sense. Like Sari sees it coming. Yeah. Sari sees them like lining up their shot, and I'm so excited to see like who's gonna make the first move. Is it going to work? Is there gonna be like a counter? I just worry that like the more time that's going on, like the more time that like Corey and America are not getting power, are not like the less people that are available, the less like people you can like get on your side to like build this resistance, unless you're like just winning out. And Cameron's still in the game because he won the veto. So if Cameron like keeps continuing to win these competitions and America doesn't want to work with Cameron, like that's a big problem. I don't know. I just like I struggle to see how Corey and America will come out victorious in this. But I don't know, Kylan, what do you think?
Yeah, if it's Corey can definitely take out Surrey. I think he has that potential, but he has to get HOH first, and he needs America's help doing so. But like you said, Surrey sniffed them out. She knows they're onto her, and she's going to cut them. Corey and America. She's going to get them.
So I want to take a moment. I love Sari. She's my queen. But I want to take a minute and give Izzy just a little bit of credit in Sari's knowledge, because Izzy's complete and utter paranoia, so much so that she is like in her head, but out loud, telling Sari to count the days so that way she could remember the competitions, as if Izzy is going to make it that far in this game. But she could, but she's doing a lot of studying out loud. Like, it's not in her head. It's never an internal dialogue. She's sharing it outwardly. Well, we have to study. Okay, Izzy. But Izzy is definitely feeding and funneling as much information to Sari as possible. I remember earlier today, I did hear Izzy in her, again, paranoid, like frantic way, talking to Sari and saying, hey, if America gets her shot, it's me and you on the block. So they're trying to, Izzy is trying to, in her scared paranoia, trying to figure out a way to avoid that. But I'm like, Izzy, you're literally stressed out about everything. She's making me anxious. Her anxiety is my anxiety. I like her as a person.
I'm anxious for America that Izzy and Serene know that. You know what I mean? Like I would be so scared to go into a room with Serene and like try to fake it, knowing that like Serene knows that I'm coming for her. Like the thought of that just like terrifies me. I don't know. I just got like chills. Oh gosh. I wanted to update our draft because I just want to give Matt a big shout out for single-handedly saving my draft team this past week. But for now, yes, because as it stands right now, it does look like things have like settled down, and Jag will be the replacement nominee. And I think if that's the case, Jag will probably go. So RIP to my draft team.
I don't want him to go. I want him to go.
I don't either. I would much rather Red go, honestly. Like I'm ready for Red to go, I'm ready for Cameron to go, and I'm ready for Bowie Jane to go. I think if those three are like the next moves after Jag, I think we have a really exciting endgame setup here.
I agree.
Let's see what else. Also, I want to give a shout out to my friend Simon, who is watching Big Brother for the first time. He's in our chat here today too. So, hi, Simon.
Welcome.
He said on Sunday's episode, Blue and Jag also talked about how Suri has too much control. Yes. So that's the thing. Like, it sucks that like Jag is going out here because I feel like Jag and Blue could be two like good alliance members for Corey and America to try to like pick up. The only issue is, of course, like Blue is like connected to Jared, and that just kind of like washes everything. You know?
It makes it messy. But I mean, Jared has said several times, hi Cora, has said several times, she's not my girlfriend. So then this should be fine. They should be able to keep their relationship and their game separate, right?
Yeah. Let's talk about the Jared thing for a second too. I totally like forgot about this. Yeah. So of course there have been lots of calls, rightfully so, online for some kind of punishment or expulsion for Jared for using a derogatory slur. It's a very like ableist, like bad slur. I'll let you Google it if you want to. When referring to America, saying like she would be blank if she didn't compete the hardest in the veto or something like that. I think saying that word in 2023, having that in your vocabulary in 2023 is like just so like inappropriate and like inexcusable. And I wish he didn't have like Nepo baby plot armor to like protect him from any consequences.
I like that.
It's true.
Nepo baby
it is
plot
true.
armor.
That's what it is. Like we saw them take like pretty swift action with Luke when he said a derogatory term. It's on CBS's like they have like a statement saying like any
code of conduct.
Yeah, the code of conduct. Like, and it's specifically states like no slurs for like sexuality, race, gender, disability, which is like what this slur falls under. So like according to their own code of conduct, like there should be consequences. So I don't know, maybe they're waiting for his HOH reign to be over, and like maybe
I was just thinking that, yeah.
He could like maybe he's like an automatic nominee with like a penalty vote next week. That could be a thing. So we'll see if punishment's coming, but so far there has been nothing.
I saw the live feed chat. Someone was, to your point of the Nepo baby, they were like, CBS worked really hard to make sure that this twist was there, would be here at least for most of the season. So we might just be stuck with him. Again, I said he shouldn't have been. I said what I said. Him being in this HOH, he then got comfortable and started saying all kinds of ignorant stuff. Yeah. So I said what I said. This was horrible for everyone, all parties involved.
Yeah, it's not good. I don't know what else, if anybody has any other thoughts before we move on.
I'm just embarrassed for Suri with Jared.
Oh my gosh. Everything. I'm embarrassed for Suri on this entire season.
Me too.
Did she have any other kids that could do reality
fault.
TV?
It's not Suri's fault.
Right.
I'm sure she
all
raised
Jared
him very well.
They're going to get home and watch
the line.
I know. So like once they get home, Suri is just gonna smack him over the head. You know?
Are you kidding me? And I'm sure she is already probably pink in the cheeks from the whole like them doing things, and she might not know all the things, but some things I'm sure, because she and Felicia are very well connected and they know a lot of little gossipy things. Y'all should tune in every morning at the crack of dawn because Suri and Felicia's morning time talk show is amazing. They have all kinds of tea that they share, not even game related, just talking about the personalities in the house. But I'm sure Sari is learning all of these gross things that she's finding out about what Jared and Blue do, and she's already like embarrassed or about that, and she kind of can brush it off. Well, he's a 25-year-old man, whatever. But when she gets out this house, woof,
Get a butt
Lord.
whooping.
With the slippers she's wearing in the house.
Yep, exactly. We did get a question from Linda asking like when jury starts. Like typically, I think it's around
That's
like
a good question.
final 11 or final 9. So we have a few more rounds. But it's certainly something that should be on the players' radars in terms of like who, if I win HOH, like who's like one person that I definitely don't want in the jury.
It's usually the first 5 people
Tim.
are pre-jury.
Yeah. Maybe first 6.
That's what
because
it.
we have
That's what
17.
it was. That's what it was like last season, and that's what I thought for this season. Tyler, was that maybe we'll get 6 pre-jurors.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm a fan of like the smaller jury, like make them earn it more. Then you don't have like people like
Yeah, I
Bowie
agree.
Jane and you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
Bowie
exactly.
Jane, she can fucking go. Honestly, she is like one of the most useless house guests we have ever had.
Flop.
And we had Alyssa Snyder last season. She is like even more useless than Alyssa Snyder, honestly.
What does she do? Why is she here? Who what?
Now that you said that, Tyler, she's going to HOH next week. Watch.
Wait, well, no, what was funny was like when they were
Cursed.
talking about like Bowie Jane possibly being the replacement nominee, Jared was so adamant against it because he was like, what if Bowie Jane wins next week? Like she might put me up. And I'm like, you really have to worry about Bowie Jane winning a competition and playing any type of game like whatsoever. Like Jared, I would gamble on that. I think you'll be okay.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. It could be another crapshoot and she could win it. Who knows?
That's true. That's true.
Another random thing.
Can we get a Jackie? Can we get a Mimi update? I like she's like one player that like so like of course I just said all this like bad shit about Bowie Jane like not doing much, but like Mimi isn't doing much either, but like I feel like that's intentional and the right call for her to be doing. And that cat purring was like so cute.
Perfect timing.
Or meowing or whatever. Sorry, I don't speak cat. But I like that's my biggest question mark is like I'm not really sure where Mimi is amongst all of this. Can you give me like any kind of context for that?
Mimi does have a little bit of a voice because everything is an ick for her. She is annoyed with every person, everything, every challenge, every anything. She's just icked over everything, and she's putting a lot of her energy into making sure that her weave stays tight for the show. Which, hey, I understand. She got to make sure her hair look good. Mm-hmm. But she's really here to just kind of. I do think that she's kind of trying to play like low profile. I mean, you can't really tell. She is giving boy vibes, but I mean, I think she is trying to be under the radar because of Sari. And I'm trying to put myself in like the black girl mind. If I'm there and Sari is there, well, let me just let Sari get all the tea, and then I'll let Sari do all the work of getting out all the other people, so that way I don't have to do it, and then I can just focus on keeping my hair good, keeping myself clean. And then once the real game starts, once the jury is here, I feel like she's one of those people like I want to come alive after the jury. Her time is coming after the jury starts. Then she'll be like, okay, now it's time to play. I'm just afraid that might be too late.
Slowly, but surely she's coming.
That's true, Kylan. That's true. If that is the case, Jackie and Kylan, like I'm here for it. Like I would love to see like an awesome like late game player just like emerge out of nowhere. Like and that would be so cool for like Sari to like have all of this energy and focus like worrying about like Corey and America, but like the real threat, like the real like imagine it's like Jared or like Izzy, Sari, and Mimi in like the final 3, and then Mimi wins that final HOH and she clips Sari at the end. Like that is like the game-winning move. That is like a Steve cutting Vanessa. That's like
I was thinking that.
That's like Ian beating like Dan at the end of Big Brother 14, you know. So it's like it's certainly possible. Like there have certainly been instances where like stuff like that happens in Big Brother. I hope like Mimi has it in her to do it, and I think that she does. She like her final speech could be like, "I've been talking shit about all y'all in the storage room the whole season, and I'm
That is a
here."
safe spot. That is
Yeah.
a safe zone.
But I think that's a
That's
sign
a
of a
place to
really great
vent.
player, Kylan. Like I think that's like great to like know like when is the right time to keep it all in and then like release all of that in the safe space so that it's not like tanking your game and like you don't want to be like an emotional recluse like Izzy. You know, like there's such a difference in like emotional intelligence between Izzy and Mimi to me.
Yeah.
Mimi.
I love what Mimi is doing, but I just want it to turn on sooner. I guess there are a lot of people left in the house, so maybe she's okay to take
Maybe
her
once
time.
jury starts, maybe it turns on. We'll see.
Yeah.
Get more people out. Like Jared. Jared can go next week, even though
Jared
he was my number one round draft pick. He can go.
We were so high on Jared preseason, like everyone on the planet feels like just because he's related to Suri.
Right.
But
Yeah.
that doesn't even
That's the only
matter
reason
right now at this point.
Yeah.
Well, I think that wraps it up for Big Brother talk. I wanted to end with asking Kylan. So, Jackie, I don't know if you know this, but so Kylan has been binge watching every season of Survivor in chronological order for the first time. So he's been like chatting with Stefan and I about like I especially told him like I want to hear your thoughts like once you get to Heroes versus Villains, which is my favorite season ever. So Kylan, like, what are your thoughts about like we were talking about this like before we went on air, but I was saying to Stefan, like, I feel like us super fans like really regurgitate the same like opinions, and then we kind of like mold this like group think and start having the same opinions that are like Aaron Lobdell from Token Teens is like super underrated, like stuff like that, right?
Well, that's something I don't agree with.
I don't subscribe to that either. But like, so I would just love to hear like Kylan, like, what are your thoughts on like the evolution that you've seen for Survivor so far, and like, who are some of your favorite like players and winners and seasons, and like, just give me all the thoughts.
First off, my first episode was September 21st, 2022, 43. If it wasn't for seeing Owen on this season and it wasn't for this dude below me,
his favorite,
get me to watch it, I don't think I ever watched Survivor in my life. And I feel like I've been living under a rock. And I don't know. I just can't believe I haven't watched it all these years. Yeah. Like you said, Tyler, I've been watching everything in order. So if I'm recommended, don't like skip around, watch a particular season, watch the,
I forced Kylan to start from episode 1, season 1.
Yeah.
Do you think that's the right call? Like, now that you're like 22 seasons in, Kylan, do you think that's the right call? Like starting from like the very beginning and going through chronologically?
We kind of cut up right there.
Oh, sorry. I said
it might be me though. I don't know.
Do you think that that's the right call, like starting from the very beginning and watching chronologically?
If anyone's in my shoes, please start from the beginning. Like season 1 to season 80. I don't know. Just start from the beginning. You are in for a treat. Trust me. Again,
I mean, to curate a true Survivor fan, you gotta start from the beginning. You got to.
Yeah. Yes.
Because you got to appreciate the different stages the game has gone in. No offense to y'all BB lovers, but I've heard some hate speech from y'all. Yeah, well, it kind of went through this phase where we didn't like it here, and maybe you should skip these seasons. That's why I've only seen 8, because BB fans are like, don't watch BB Canada. Like, all right, well, fine.
Yeah. I want to see.
That sounds about right.
The evolution. I want to see the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the current season I'm on right now is Redemption Island, and apparently I'm in the Dark Age Survivor according to you, Tyler. So I don't know.
Yeah, I told him there's like era, like there's like nicknames for like the eras, and I think like 21 through 24 is like the Dark Era,
the Dark
Ages.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as far as like some of my
Post
favorite
heroes,
players,
villains.
Yeah.
favorite males, obviously the OG Richard Hatch. I really love Rupert, Boston Rob, and I don't like hate this person as much as I've heard about him over the years. I'm like neutral on him, but Russell's up there for me, Russell Hands, and I didn't think I would say that gameplay wise. It's crazy. And my favorite females, obviously Suri, Jerry, Stephanie, Parvati, V, who won season 4, and I really like Tina also,
The
and
super fans
Kathy.
really like Vesepia.
Kathy, I love Kathy so much too.
Oh yeah, Kathy's great. Are there any? I'm just gonna like hit you with random questions. Are there
Okay.
any? And Jackie and Stefan, like, please feel free to do the same. I just love picking the mind of like a new Survivor watcher. Like, this is so fun. Are there any one-time players that like you would love to see back? So like in 10 seasons from where you're at, there's gonna be this season called Second Chances, where there's some like it's
Mhm.
only like people that have only played once and have not won. Who would be like on your short list for like your second chances out of
Good question.
players?
If I can remember any names right now, because I've been binging everything. Oh my god, I'm trying to think of play one so I really like back. I can't think of names right now. I watched so many seasons and it's hard to remember
It's probably
names
all
right now.
blends together. Yeah.
What
no, you're
about
good.
someone from the fans tribe in Micronesia, Kylan? Anybody from there?
The fans tribe.
That's only played once, deserves a second chance.
Eric, after he did that dumbass move that he did, that Cherie did in the Black Widow. If he plays again, I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah, don't.
Well, what's like your favorite season that you've seen so far?
Heroes versus Villains, Micronesia, the first season. I also like the All-Star season. Some people don't. I know.
I
it's
personally
been
loved
iffy.
it. Like, I know a
Me
lot
too.
of people didn't like it, but
It's
I thought
really
it was,
dark.
it's
Yeah,
really
it's
emotional.
dark.
Yeah.
And I really like Gabon. And that was the first season to go in HD. And I love
Interesting.
China. Like
Yeah.
that season was so good with the location and
Mm-hmm.
the culture. And it's just like when I was
Yeah.
growing up, when I was little, I always wanted to go to China and to see the culture that's in that season. It's so good. That's probably one of my like top 5 favorite locations Survivor's been to ever. I've watched.
Yeah. I told Kylan that China through Heroes Villains are like some of the best. Like, I love every single one of those seasons like equally. China,
Savor it, you told me.
Micronesia, Gabon, Tocantins, Samoa, and then Heroes Villains. Oh, such good Survivor. And I got so many texts from Kylan during that.
I know. I'm
that's a
surprised
string
your
of
phone hasn't
episodes.
blown up at this point.
Are there any winners that you disagree with that you think the other person should have won?
Russell should have won. I'm going to say it. Russell should have won. That might be a hot take, but Russell should have won.
It's a hot take in the
that's a hot
super
take.
fan community. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well,
like I
it's like
understand why
sort
he
of.
lost.
There's definitely
but
like two sides to that argument. Yeah,
I see both sides for
Yeah.
sure.
it's one of the. It's one of those where you can see both sides like very easily. Yep.
Gosh, what else can I ask?
You haven't gotten here yet, Kylan, but the person who I hate, the most hated winners that I have, and I have to watch him on my TV screen every week, is Chris Underwood. So good luck when you get there. I'm spoiled because I hate him.
Allison keeps talking about his whatever happened this season. I don't know what, but I'm gonna see it eventually. What's gonna happen?
Trash. It was trash. It's
Yeah.
Yeah,
trash.
you'll see. It's pretty
I
pretty
know.
nuts.
Um,
So
she's gonna challenge USA 2. Is her name Michaela?
Yeah.
I know she's
Oh,
on a
yeah.
Survivor
Oh,
season,
yeah.
but just from a professionals in the season, I think I'm gonna like her a lot on the show
Oh
when I
yeah.
get to her season.
yeah, she's
Mhm.
gold. Yeah,
She's really good.
Let's see.
she's pure gold and worth it.
Yes.
Here we go.
How do you feel since you've watched like Survivor 43? Do you like the older seasons that are like way less like twist heavy, like and more like character focused? Look like having like a little taste of like the flavor of like modern Survivor while you're watching like all of this like old school Survivor. Like, how do you like compare the two?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna say like a lot of, or the majority of the community, but I rather the older seasons.
Yeah.
Not that, not no disrespect to like the modern era we're in now, because it got me into this show. But I really like the this how everything is in the older seasons
Mhm.
versus the
Anything
modern era.
anything in specific that you like better
Uh,
in the older seasons?
Kim, it's not well. Charlie just mentioned it. Now I think about it, it's not so twist heavy. It's just that it's there, that is playing, and is trying to surviving. That's it. And even before they first introduced the immunity idol in Guatemala, I thought it was really good before they start introducing the immunity idol. Even though I still like the immunity idol played, but I like the season before. It was just more
But
pure and raw, everything.
yeah,
About those
and I feel like
seasons.
you could really measure their ability to socialize and to strategize a little bit better without so many twists, and like you could really see the merit of someone being able to like socially maneuver their way to the end versus a new season.
Yeah, I definitely agree, 100%. Yeah, and I'm going to keep watching. I'm definitely going to keep watching. Like, again, I can't believe. I just can't believe.
Another thing, Kylan, is that like right before like Suri has like blown up like on the traders and now she's on Big Brothers, Kylan, you knew about her just on the skin of your teeth or whatever that phrase is. Like he
Mm-hmm.
just found out about Suri.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Even
and
Wait
I
till
feel
you
like
watch
that.
Game Changers. Mm.
yeah, I'm a little ways from that this season. I
Yeah.
feel like number wise.
How do you feel about the change to final 3 instead of final 2?
Uh, it has. I can see why they changed the final 3 to give it someone else another chance to win, but a lot of the times there's always going to be a 0 vote finalist. So
Yeah.
I just rather a final 2. Just focus on the last 2 players who outlasted everyone else, rather than 3 people.
That is
I
one
agree.
thing I respect about Big Brother, because let's just do these 2 people. Why are we making fire? Why are we, doing more politics to get down to the end when there's no more idols, no more advantages? Let's just have 2 people. That's
I
it.
love the jury too. They are so savage. They eat the Big Brother jury up left and right.
I miss
Like
those
I was
days.
screaming at my TV
Oh,
at
I
some of
know.
these
I miss it.
juries. I know. I text you about that. Like these people are mean. These people are freaking mean.
I know. It's great.
Oh my god.
Does Big Brother have a lot of like bitter jury moments? I mean, I remember with Angela, everybody was pretty much mad at her. But does that happen often in Big Brother seasons as well? In Survivor, everybody, you'll have a whole jury full of people who's
It's
pissed
hard
off
to
at you.
tell on Big Brother. It's harder to tell.
Oh, okay.
Because they have it so formulated. Oh, here's 3 like it's so elementary school. Here's 3 questions the group came up with. Like
because they're
Yeah.
fed and sheltered. Is that why?
No, I think like they so Jackie and in earlier seasons of Big Brother they would have like a whole like round table to like talk about it, and they had after the round table each of them got to ask them like a question kind of like
Yeah.
similar to survivors
each
like
person.
jury. Yeah, and like they really spent their time on it. It was great, and it was like pre-recorded, so it was like edited in like a nice way. It wasn't like awkward live or anything. But now it's just like so rushed. Like they bring the jurors out on stage with Julie Chen. They ask like a preloaded question on like a card, and the final two give like a bullshit answer, and Julie's like, all right, let's keep it going. Like everybody's like stressed about time. So I feel like the jurors nowadays don't really get their time to like shine and like be a little bitter if they want, you know, like we love to see the bitterness, and it's just like not here anymore.
Yes. See, that's what Tyler and I really agree on this one, where it's like,
Yeah.
hey, it's okay to just like feel the way you feel. This isn't like football where, oh, good game,
It's okay to
guys.
be
Like
your
this,
fifis.
Yeah, if you get fucked over, like it's totally valid to be like
go for it.
upset and like vote in like a certain way because you are hurt and upset.
Yeah, these are very personal games. Like
Yeah.
super personal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And actually, Stefan, I played in Org once, and I got blindsided out with an idol in my pocket, and I walked to my bedroom. I ripped off my cardigan like it was a helmet. I threw it up against the wall. So it's just like football. I don't know what you're talking
And that's like no money involved. Like
no money involved.
Right, yeah. These things get intense, and like but I think that's also a casting thing too. Like they're not casting people that like care as much anymore. They're more about
I just want to be on TV. I'm an influencer.
Yeah, exactly.
Follow my
I want more
Etsy
followers.
shop, my vegan cookbook, like bullshit like that.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any other questions for? Oh, sorry, Kylan. Go ahead.
Are you good? I just think Big Brother should let each jury member ask their own questions instead of like reading from a card.
Yeah.
Or from production. Like any questions on your mind, just ask the final two. Just like they do in the Survivor, and just let them say how they feel in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Just go for the juggler. Just go for it.
I agree. Jackie and Stefan, do you guys have any other history of Survivor like questions for Kylan before we hop off of here?
Do you have a favorite winner yet? 1 to 22.
Like,
yeah. Do you have a favorite winner?
Like one. Just one.
Just out of the 22 seasons.
Yeah, just one. Just one. Your favorite winner. No, only one choice.
Oh.
Give us your favorite and who you think was the best winner, because that can be two different things.
True.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
One of my favorite winners actually was Gabon, Bob.
Okay.
Oh,
Like age is just a number.
choice.
And he even has taught some Survivor in his physics classes, which I think was pretty cool. He incorporated that into teaching the students.
That's cool.
Yeah, I think he's one of my favorites for sure. Oh, and I really like Yul. Yul's one of my
that's a
favorite
good
winners
choice.
as well.
That's a good choice.
Definitely. I hope I see him again.
Who do you think is the best winner? Like who played the most like dominant, impressive game?
Oh God. Put me on the spot, why don't you? I gotta say, let's see. Again, I watched all these kind of not quick, but like very recently.
Snake.
Richard.
By the way, Jackie, I also did a Survivor thing that's still on YouTube, embarrassingly.
Yeah.
Episodes, actual episodes. But hey, I am in a Survivor intro, and that was a dream come true.
Yeah, I want to see the international season at some point. I heard it were really good, according to you, Stefan.
Australian Survivor.
Oh yeah,
very, very good.
South Africa.
Australian everything is great though. Australian Traders was great.
Traders, yep.
I haven't seen it yet.
I'm telling you.
I'm waiting for the Traders Canada to start.
Yes,
done
that'll be
filming.
good. With Big Brother winner Kevin Martin. Can't wait to
Yeah.
see that. I hope he's one of the traders. He would do very well with that.
Oh, you do so well as a trader.
That's made
I
for
didn't
him.
realize Canada was doing a traders. They're doing a traders.
Yeah, Erica, the winner of Survivor 41, is on it as well.
Oh, sweet.
Delightful.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah.
And Kuzi's on. Kuzi's on.
Oh yeah, from
Oh,
BB
Kuzi.
Can,
Yes. Oh, this is going to be
Yes.
so good.
Delightful. Okay.
Yeah, delightful. Exactly.
Yeah.
And you don't watch Canada's Drag Race. I don't know, do you or not? But Miss Fishalicious is on too, and I can't wait to see her on this show.
They're
Okay.
bringing on
Honestly,
a drag
we
queen
need
on
more
too.
drag queens like on
Yes.
like other shows
On
rather
shows
than
in
Drag
general.
Race. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. God.
There's a
Uh-huh.
show coming out soon called The GOAT. The first winner of the circle, Joey, spoiler
Yeah.
alert, he's on. Devon's on this show, and Tyler, you know this person. Alyssa Edwards is on this show too.
Oh no way. Okay, that's a good
The
get.
GOAT.
That's
Keep
a
an
really
eye
good
on
get.
that.
Okay,
And also
good.
House of Villains is coming too, October.
Yes, I cannot wait for that.
I wanna
Well, I'm
watch
sure
that.
we'll like chat about that in some regard. But yeah, they have like Johnny Fairplay, Johnny Bananas,
Mm.
Omarosa.
New York.
Y'all know I love Omarosa. Yes, New York, Tiffany Pollard.
Rachel
that's
Riley
gonna be-
and
Yes,
Jeremy
uh-huh.
Terry, formerly known as Fifi O'Hara, was almost on this show. Oh, like
Oh,
this
really?
close. Yeah, I would have loved them two to be on.
Mm.
Dang.
Then they gotta
Well,
have another one.
at least Rachel was on the Traders.
Yeah, that was delightful. That was
good.
that was good. That was good. That was good.
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for us. Kylan and Stefan, thank you guys so much for joining us. And like, I just loved like hearing like y'all's like first thoughts about Big Brother 25, and Kylan, your thoughts about like Survivor so far. And Jackie, thank you as always for joining as well. So I
Thank
think
you
we'll
for
be
having
back.
me.
Oh my God, of
Yeah,
course,
thank
absolutely.
you.
Just
You
It's
guys
been a while.
this is
Hopefully
so
you'll come
cool.
back soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes,
So we'll be back.
yes.
I think the regular crew should be back on Thursday for the next live eviction. Jag probably being evicted once again. So my draft team will probably be out for good this Thursday.
A fall from grace.
I know, right? I blame Luke for all of this. So we'll see what happens with that. Hopefully we get I really want America to win HOH next. Like I would.
That would be
we need to-
interesting.
Let's spice things up. It's time.
ready.
Or McCall.
Yes.
Let's
I'm
put
ready.
Sick of all
Izzy
these
and
unanimous
Serene.
votes.
Yes, let's split the house. Let's.
Yeah, baby, let's do it.
Yep.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
scary.
it's time. We need a shake up.
Yes. And with that, I'm gonna leave you guys with the picture that Allison photoshopped of Brokeback
Oh, dear
Mountain,
God, help.
Cameron in red version. So everybody have a good rest of your night. Take care, and I wish I knew how to clean.
Subscribe.